we're going to talk about oil level on a GM 602 and 604 Circle Track crate engines. It's very simple to check the oil level on these engines. There is what we call a dipstick. It's not necessarily a dipstick like you're used to as far as pulling a stick out, wiping it off, putting a stick back in, checking the level. It's more like checking the level in your rear end, where you take a plug out and look inside to see where the level's at. On the left side of the 604 oil pan, on the top of the pan is where what we call the dipstick. It's a plug. You take it out, you look in there, the level should be approximately 1/4 inch below the female threads. On the 602 engine, that plug is on the right side of the oil pan. It's kind of tough to see that oil level, especially when the engine's hot, and you do want the engine to be warmed up and relatively level when you do check the oil. A lot of people use a zip tie to dip in there to see where that oil level's at. It's kind of tough to see oil on a zip tie, especially a black one, and even a white one gets a little tough sometimes. One thing that I like to use is a simple Q-tip. Grab a handful from your bathroom, throw them in your toolbox. That's your perfect dipstick to check your oil level on these engines. Now what I want to emphasize is the correct oil level. I showed you how to check it. Now let's talk about the correct level. On the side of the oil pan, whether it be 602 or 604, there's a sticker claiming the engine to hold 8 quarts of oil. In most cases, that's incorrect. In most cases, that will be overfull, and we do not want to overfill these engines. As a matter of fact, I've heard quite a few recommendations from other builders, other machine shops, to run considerably less oil in these engines. At Race One, we don't agree with that. What we want to see you run is the correct level. We've always said that too much is as bad as not enough. So let's not get a 1/2 quart over, but let's not be a 1/2 quart shy either. You don't want to run into a starvation problem in the middle of the corner. If you have an oil cooler, you obviously need more oil in the engine. The way you check the oil level when you're running an oil cooler is with the engine running. You will take your dipstick, you'll take that out, and your level will be just as it was, as we illustrated earlier. And we recommend to start the engine with less oil than you anticipate it needs so that you can fill to the correct level and not have to drain any out. In review, the correct oil level. It's checked with the engine warmed up, the engine relatively level. On the 604, it's the left side of the oil pan. On the 602, it's the right side of the oil pan. Remember, we just want that to be approximately 1/4 inch below the female threads. Overfilling your engine significantly cuts power. Underfilling your engine runs a chance of starvation in the corner. And this is why it's so important to keep track of your oil level.